Alright guys, just go over some charts quickly, some of the stocks that we're following, some of the new ones that we're interested in, other ones that we've been following now for a while. But first up, I'll just go over, here's the Dow Jones, 1200 points, okay? This is just after the election and on the news of the vaccine, which is apparently 90% effective, just been released right now. So this is the result. So all-time highs were hit. The NASDAQ, same thing, all-time highs. The S&P 500. Okay, it's pretty bullish movements there in the US markets. So we'll no doubt see that filter down the Australian markets. But we'll just go over some charts. Just start with NVA. So NVA has been looking good as we've expected this the whole time. We weren't too concerned. We thought this 16-cent range would hold up, which it has. And you know, the volume was decent. It's been looking promising. So it bounced pretty strongly off here out of this falling wedge. And we closed at 18 cents today. So that's fantastic. To me, it's a short matter of time until we're closing at the 52-week high 19.5, and then it's away. We should be looking at a move about the distance of the mouth this wedge here initially. Okay, and that would, from my reckoning, take us to about 23 cents thereabouts. Moving on, CTM. CTM's looking pretty good, so it's looking like it's coming out of this downtrending channel here, close above the trend line. Now what I'm thinking here, if we see three white soldiers, so another green candle with a close above the previous candle, that would be a very good indicator of bullish share price movement out of CTM. So I'll keep an eye on that for upwards movement there on in. If you want to get in, I'll be looking at that, keeping a close eye, just so it doesn't get away from you. And I'd check too how it retests this support zone here at 54 cents. Vulcan. So I called for $1.50 on Vulcan 3 days ago on the weekend, on the Saturday when I did a chart. So this is Monday. This candle here is Monday, and we saw it went from $1.27 open. It went as high. It went outside of the upper trend line to $1.59. It got sold down, closing at $1.49. So look at the channel it's in. This is pretty unreal for a stock. That is just such bullish price action there. We're just seeing one formation after the other: falling wedge, symmetrical triangle, the ascending scallop, which those two patterns played out to be, which led to the falling wedge. This large bull flag here. Here's a flag pole. The flag itself was symmetrical triangle. Just before the election, you could almost ignore that. Upon the results and upon the breakout into all-time highs, it just went parabolic again. So big gains there, went up 17% for another 22-cent gain there. So I'll be looking for here this internal trend line as support. Potentially here is overhead resistance. I would wait to see what it does next from here. I would have liked to, if I was buying, I would have been wanting to buy as close this breakout into all-time highs as possible. Or for me, this is just a stock you accumulate because I believe in it. I believe in its potential and prospects. But obviously, the higher up here you're buying, the closer you're watching its movement, and the more ready you are to sell in case it's dropping 10-15%, something like that, because you definitely don't want to be caught holding it. What else we look at? LTR is looking better and better. So the capital raise was announced here when it was forming this Davis box or potential bull flag, and it broke down out from there when the capital raise was announced. But what was really interesting, again, this internal trend line here, is where it settled, and also I was thinking long here would be a horizontal support, which is the top of this bull pennant right there, which has been, so it's brought that now picked up to 25 cents. PLS up at 49 cents. So months ago I left this back when I was doing the Elliott waves. So you have your five count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first wave and Elliott wave, but there's always 3 waves. So this one here I just put in as a projected second wave for it to reach a target of about 52 cents, which is getting mighty close to. But the good thing with PLS, so there's a big bullish engulfing candle here, right here, when the previous day's selling made it retest his 40 cent zone, and that bullish engulfing candle there on nice volume just drove out of there back in this channel, and there was a back test and it just trended upwards here to this nice volume we see here. So with these lithium stocks, it's becoming pretty apparent that we're seeing interest pick up in them, not only in volume and liquidity, but also just the share price movement. We look at Infinity. This is one I'm pretty interested in. It's pretty undervalued. It's Europe's second largest lithium resource, but this to me has formed a cup and handle which failed to materialize. So it got rejected here on that attempted cup completion, that pattern, after what was it, about a 14-month cup thereabouts. So I think it's a failed cup and handle, but this rectangle now could also act as the handle. But we're seeing better volume. So here it just dried right up. It's quite meager. Here not quite enough to push it out of that handle, but we've seen descending sell pressure, and then boom, this interest here. So to me, we need a share price of 11 cents. We need a strong volume again, and I think this could really go. Much like its neighboring project, well, it's not neighboring, but it's in Czech Republic, the largest hard rock lithium resource in Europe. That's EMH. But I think we could see a similar type move there. So the type of move here would be roughly the depth of this cup to the top of it there. So we're going to say 10 cents. We go down here to about as low as say 4.5 cents. That's 5.5 cents. We could expect the share price to rocket up to something like this, 15, 16 cents on a breakout from this rectangle. Okay, so if you're wanting to buy it, well, I think you simply accumulate here. It's got a strong base. So it's shown so far that there's limited downside. How much more downside could this stock have with the demand of lithium on the surge as it is from where it's already been, like with such poor demand and low lithium prices? It couldn't be much lower than this, surely. So I think the potential downside of buying these prices here is low. Waiting for the breakout here would be risky, because could you catch it when it broke out? If it moves anything like EMH, I was calling the breakout here on EMH in my last video on a couple of days ago on Saturday again. I thought it was going to break out, but not quite like this. It went from 54.5 cents the day before this trading here. This candle here was a bit of a giveaway to me that something major was looking to happen, because big sell pressure, but all it did was close on the previous day's high, even after that move and after that fact. So, and then it made this type of move here. It got as high as 76 cents before closing at 72 cents. And that was for a 30% gain. So I think people are starting to see the potential in European lithium, like with Vulcan, VUL, EMH, and now I think the attention is turning to INF for repeat type performance there. So I think if you missed out EMH, if you missed out on VUL, I think you should be buying INF. Especially too, you consider what happened at PLL. PLL is America's largest hard rock lithium resource. Tesla announced a deal, and it went from these type prices here, 600% gain. Now it was around 10-11 cents. It got as high as 66 cents. So 600% gain there. Share price halved on obvious sell-off, but now it looks like it's consolidating around these levels, which makes sense to me. So I think he would be decent buying for PLL. But in my opinion, I think either EMH or INF are a better buy. You look at the market cap of PLL, we're looking at $500 million for their market cap. If we look at the market cap for INF, it's 22 million. If we look at it for EMH, 88 million. Okay. So there, INF 1/20th the value. EMH about a fifth. What else I'll look at? PLS I've looked at, LTR I've looked at, CTM, NVA. Yeah, guys, I think that'll do it for this video. All right, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna be good, positive news on the ASX tomorrow. What's happening on the markets, and these type of setups here, what we're seeing with lithium now on ASX listed companies. All right, guys, get in.